In my past life, my identity was swapped by a palace nanny. I was forced to become a slave in the palace dungeons. I went through every kind of suffering imaginable. Meanwhile, she took my place as the real princess, living like royalty. Later, that princess got married off to the Marquis of the North, only to end up sacrificed by rebel forces. But I married the Southern Dynasty's hostage prince, and overnight, he seized the throne. He became the most powerful emperor in the land. When I woke up this time, that princess was in tears, desperate to take back what she thought was hers. This time around, she's dead set on becoming the empress of the Southern Dynasty. She thinks she's got everything under control, but she has no idea I came back too. It was almost time. The Phoenix Palace was lit up bright as day. The pampered Princess Jinhua dropped to her knees, sobbing uncontrollably, cursing her birth mother to her face. Turns out her real mom wasn't the empress at all. She was just a frail, raggedy old palace maid. This baby swap had been buried for 16 years. Until today, the truth finally came out. Back then, a fire broke out in the palace. The little princess's eyes were clouded by smoke. After a month of treatment and recovery, the maid's real daughter was quietly returned to the empress. But the real princess was secretly swapped out. She was handed off to a criminal slave in the dungeon. I sat there covering my right eye. Suddenly, it all made sense why my vision was always blurry. In my past life, I died never knowing I'd been a stand-in my whole life. Princess Jinhua was still crying, slamming her head to the floor, blood running down her forehead. Your subject knows she bears the crime of mixing royal bloodlines. But back then I was just a clueless child. There was nothing I could have done. Now that I know the truth, I've come to confess everything. I only pray, Your Majesty, that you can be reunited with your real daughter soon. I've enjoyed the princess life for over a decade. If the Empress doesn't despise me, Jinhua is willing to stay and serve in the Phoenix Palace, to repay your Majesties for raising me. I got it. This was the brilliant long game she'd been playing. She came back too. The Emperor was furious. He ordered those bold servants dragged out and beaten. After confirming there were no accomplices, he had them all silenced with poison. With a secret like this, if I were still a dungeon slave, I probably wouldn't have survived either. But I'm not. I'm the real princess who got thrown into that dungeon. I spent 16 years as a slave. Tough luck, I survived. The Empress swept in, long phoenix robe trailing, and personally reached down to help me up. My poor child, you've suffered so much. Dungeon slaves were never allowed to look nobles in the eye. For 16 years, I'd always been on my knees. Then the Emperor's gaze landed on me too. I saw his golden 9-dragon crown. Pure authority, untouchable. Princess Jinhua was still begging to be stripped of her title. Convincing and heartfelt, not a trace of attachment to her wealth. The Emperor wasn't moved yet, but the Empress was already softening. The princess's brother, the Crown Prince, rushed in after hearing the news. He immediately pleaded for mercy. Father, Jinhua was still in swaddling clothes back then. How could she be blamed for this? The title of First Princess belongs to Jinhua. The whole palace knows her face. Suddenly replacing her with this slave who has zero royal manners, wouldn't that just be a laughingstock? Reverting to her real identity is absolutely out of the question. The servants' quarters are for lowly people. Jinhua grew up in luxury. How could she be sent to a dump like that? Besides, Jinhua marrying the Marquis of the North is a huge display of imperial grace. If you swap her out for this slave, where does the imperial family's dignity go? He called me filthy, called me lowly, a slave, servant, that's all that ever came out of his mouth. Not once realizing he was insulting his own blood sister. The Crown Prince was usually gentle and well-mannered, but around me, all I got was pure contempt from above. He never respected me, even though I was his real sister. In his eyes, once a slave, always beneath him, completely forgetting it was his beloved sister's birth mother who caused all of this. She's the one who put me in this position. Even in my past life, when I was matched to the exiled Southern Dynasty prince, he still thought I wasn't worthy of that match. But Princess Jinhua flat out refused to take that honor. Taking the princess title was already a grave wrong in itself. To also steal the marriage meant for the real princess, Jinhua said she couldn't live with that guilt. If their majesties would show mercy, Jinhua is willing to marry into a foreign kingdom as a peace bride. I could see it. She'd finally shown her hand. This whole performance had one goal: swap our marriage arrangements. Because the princess's fiancé, the Marquis of the North, would eventually become a rebel who sacrificed a princess to rally his troops. But the Southern Dynasty prince could rise from nothing and claim the highest throne in the land. The Empress was deeply moved. After all, this was the daughter she raised. So gracious and selfless, every bit worthy of a royal upbringing. The Crown Prince teared up, moved that his sister would sacrifice herself for the kingdom. Rather take the burden herself, than let the people lose their peace. Even the Emperor's expression softened. A palace this grand can certainly make room for one more princess. There's no need to send her all the way to a foreign kingdom. The Southern Dynasty's hostage prince, Zhu Heng, is right here in the capital. Granting a princess to him in marriage would show off the imperial family's generosity just the same. As for the already promised groom, Marquis of the North, Ni Jinlun, he should naturally go to the real princess. The Emperor looked at me. Yanhua, that shall be your title. I said nothing. I knelt and gave thanks like I'd done it 1,000 times. From start to finish, not a single person asked what I wanted. Nobody asked if I wanted to get married or if I was okay with a new name. Before, nobles decided my life or death with one look. Now nobles decide my entire future with one look. Being a slave or a princess, honestly not that different. Late spring, 4th month. 2 imperial princesses were married off on the same day. In just 2 months, I, once a dungeon slave, had been groomed into a princess with full royal poise. I picked it all up fast. Not a single slip in etiquette or protocol. Even the Empress couldn't find fault. More than ready to run the Marquise's household. The night before the wedding, Jinhua showed up uninvited. She couldn't keep up the graceful act anymore. The real her came through, smug and petty. You only beat me because you lucked out at birth. Enjoy it while it lasts. Who's the real phoenix? And who's just a wild bird dressed up in feathers? That's not something you can tell at first glance. She picked up my 9 phoenix crown, the one that proved I was the real princess. Her grip tightened, a flash of bitterness crossing her eyes. She used to be the one wearing that crown, walking out as a bride. She used to be the one soaking up the glory of the emperor and empress, sending her off. The Southern Dynasty Prince Chu Heng had always been a cast-aside royal. He kept a low profile the entire time in the capital. Even with a princess for a wife, he couldn't afford to make a scene. That comparison stung Jinhua. She was bitter about it, so she came here to mess with me. I didn't take the bait, I just played dumb. Jinhua, sister, what are you even talking about? Laughs. I just came to wish you and your husband a happy marriage. Hope you don't take that wish the wrong way, little sis. The man you're marrying had his civil career cut short. He's just a brute who knows how to swing a sword. A princess marrying the Marquis of the North isn't a fall from grace. More like a consolation prize. Once I married in, there was never any chance I'd be a quiet, obedient wife.